Hi guys. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to keep this short. I've not yet figured out how to do anything in my life, um, just a little bit. So bear with me. I want this to be kind of a brief overview and hopefully some encouragement to go out and take advantage of these last few weeks of our busy selling time of year. But keep in mind that number one, this is just an overview. I'm going to try not to give a whole lot of detail. And number two, everything that I talk about, except for Black Friday, are things that you can use year round. So, um, just first, home parties. They really are the meat and potatoes. I urge you to schedule them, have them. Start with your own home party if you need to. Even if you've already had a Facebook kickoff, having a home party is a great way too, because sometimes people will attend your Facebook event but they won't buy because they're one of those touchy-feely people like I am. And once they actually come to the party and see the books and see the great quality that they are, then they'll buy or they'll host or whatever the case may be. Home parties are fun. It's a great way to put the books into people's hands and increases your business. So please, please, please do them. Any of the different avenues that I'm going to talk about, like I said, I'm going to give some details, but not everything, because really there is so much training available to us through the home office. So through your back office, consultant toolbox, transform, drive, thrive, drive, all of those things, there is training. And if for some reason you can't find something or there isn't something, then come to me or go to Megan and we'll create something. So home parties, that's what you want to do. um, Facebook parties, because of the explosion of social media and because so many people have excuses for home parties like, I'm too busy, my house is a mess, I don't know people. Okay, you can come up with any excuse you want, but on Facebook, you don't need this, you don't have to have a babysitter, you don't have to have a clean house. You know people because you're on Facebook, and you can open it up to people all over the country. So you guys are all familiar with Facebook parties. You've all done one or you've been present at one of mine. There are essentially three ways to do them. There is the live event, which is anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, depending on what you post and the amount of guests and how much interaction is going on. I don't think I have to spend a lot of time there. You guys have all had one of those. You're familiar with how they work. The two others, one is an all-day event. So same thing, except that now you have spread your post out throughout the whole day, and instead of people sitting down in the evening or a weekday morning, weekend morning, whatever the case may be, they have a whole day to kind of go at their leisure and see the various information, the videos, the shopping link. So an all-day event can work really well too. And then the third option is the one that Amy just shared with us on the Transform page last week. If you did not join and attend, I recommend going back and doing that. Keep in mind that with all of the Facebook parties, we have access to graphics, scripts, everything that we need to run a successful party on the Thrive Drive and in the Consultant Toolbox. So use them. Um, and and with all of them, you're going to have pre-party post, the actual party, and post-party post. So, use what you can from what's available, and then fine-tune them to fit your hostess's theme or your personal likes and dislikes. But have fun with it. Make it yours. Um, Oh, so the final party that Amy did for us the other day, it is a shortened version. So you're still getting all of the great information about Usborne and Kane Miller books. You're getting videos. You're having a link so that you can order parties, but it's just in a much shorter. She's essentially broken it up into, I want to say, 3 or 4 parts. So watch it, give it a try. I have not tried it yet, but I may do that with my next event. The other thing that I want to tell you about Facebook parties is ScentShare. You guys have probably heard me or Megan, some of the other people talk about it a little. I heard about it, thought it sounded great, but was like, yeah, I don't really have time to learn something else, and then you want me to spend money. But literally, while I was on the phone with Megan, she had me get on, and I signed up, and she walked me through it. It was that quick, that easy. It was a 7-day free trial, and then it's $10 a month. It's definitely worth it because I'm one of those people that I have everything ready for my party, but sometimes there are technical difficulties, various things that happen, and I feel like I'm struggling to interact, or my party is going a lot longer than I want to because part of the time I'm interacting and part of the time I'm copy and pasting. So with CinchShare, everything is set up ahead of time, the pictures, the text, and the time that it's going to post. And so all I have to do is sit back and let CinchShare do all the work for me, and then I'm free to interact with my host and my customers. So check it out. If you don't like it, by all means, don't use it. But to me, it was worth the $10 a month. And when the time comes that either you've forgotten and you've scheduled 2 parties at the same time, or you're just that busy, you can do 2 parties at the same time thanks to CinchShare. So check it out, something to keep in mind. Another thing I want to recommend is making your own videos. I know some people don't even like doing home parties because they don't want to get in front of people and have to talk. But really, if you are passionate about the books, you're going to find that home parties are really easy because chances are you know more than they do, and you love the books. And that's all you have to do is go and love those books and share them with people, and they're going to get excited. And before you know it, you've booked more parties and you've sold a lot of books. Same thing with the videos. I've come to the point where I'm pretty comfortable doing a home party, but you want me to record myself? Yeah, that didn't really sound that exciting. I'd rather just use Megan and Tabitha and everybody else's videos because, number one, they've been doing this longer than me, and number two, they just seem like naturals behind or in front of the camera. But now that I've made a few videos, aside from the fact that I take too long, it's really not that big of a deal. Again, I'm talking about something that I love, and as long as I take notes ahead of time, which, yeah, I did, because you guys asked me some questions, and rather than trying to answer them quickly, I took time to figure out exactly what it was I wanted to say to you guys. So I encourage you, make some videos, because when your hostesses see you talking about the books that you love, I think that's going to mean more to them. Not that using everybody else's videos isn't beneficial. It is. But just have fun with it. Okay, so we've talked about home parties, Facebook parties. Before I talk about Mystery Hostess and Book Friday, I want to quickly go over some of the other areas where you can help expand. Number one, if you are not already an educational consultant, I highly recommend you do it. It's $25, maybe $27. You get a kit, you read over the information, you take a quiz, you let home office know. I think you have to fax them your quiz. And then they will tell you they've received it, that you're an educational consultant, and eventually you'll receive a certificate that actually states that. And I believe you get a library-bound book, too, which is really nice. So what's so special about this? Why do I want to spend another $25? Because then you can talk to librarians at public, private schools, at town libraries. You can do book fairs for them. You can do Reach for the Stars events for them. You can do a whole host of things and even just take library and school orders because you're now an educational consultant. But you have to have that in order to work with the schools and the libraries. However, if a book fair sounds exciting to you and you're not quite ready to be an EC, contact preschools. And yeah, you really can just go through the phone book and call a bunch of them. And we even have a script for helping you contact a preschool and just what to say, because there are parameters. So once you've found a preschool and you've set up a book fair, you do that. And you can do order only, or you can take books and make it cash and carry. Again, we have trainings for those, but keep that in mind. Book fairs, great avenue. Another thing that you can do with preschools, and I have not yet contacted any to do this, so I'm not speaking from personal experience. This is what I've gathered from other consultants, but it sounds exciting and I am going to try it. It's called Storytime, And preschools are not the only places you can do this. Again, sky's the limit. Businesses, doctors' offices, um, homeschool groups, any place you can think of where kids can gather, this is where you can have a story time. You could even create your own. Instead of having a party, it could be a story time. And you can invite all these mommies with their kids, and they get to sit down and listen to you read 2 or 3 books. And you also can bring activities. For example, I wanted to do a fall theme where I was going to have Secrets of the Apple Tree, A Squirrel's Tale, and I think there might have been one other book I was going to bring. And I was going to have construction paper, and I was going to have a lot of the prep work done so that it would be easy for the kids to assemble and it wouldn't take a whole lot of extra time. But essentially, we were going to create fall leaf crowns where I would either have leaves that I had picked up, or I would cut out, paper leaves, and they would glue them to this brown, crown, construction paper band, and voila, they've got a great little craft. I thought about maybe cutting up apples and bringing peanut butter and caramel, but you have to be careful with snacks because kids have allergies. So anyway, you get the idea. You read stories, you do some arts and crafts or some coloring pages, and the idea is that you either let people know ahead of time this is what you're going to be doing, and would they like to pre-order a book or two, and that way when story time is done, their child gets to go home with their new book that you just read. Or you can make the ordering available after. So now that they've read the story, the little guy loves this book, and you place orders. So again, you do it whatever way works best for you, but it's another great option and something that can be thrown together rather quickly. Okay, book fairs. Oh, booths. Booths are huge this time of year, and I kind of have mixed feelings on them. 2 years ago, I was doing 1 or 2 booths every single weekend from like September through December, and I kind of got burnt out on them. So last year, I don't think I did any, and this year I've done 2. Booths are vendor events, church bazaars, craft fairs, anything like this where you're going to be with either a whole host of vendors from 31 to Jamberry to Tupperware to Tastefully Simple. You get the idea. Or it could be a combination of vendors and people who are crafters, and you're going to see homemade wreaths and things of that nature. The booth fee, table fee is going to be anywhere from, I would say, $10 to $30. I think 20 is a pretty fair amount. A lot of them ask for a donation. Sometimes they only ask for a donation. Sometimes they ask for that table fee and the donation. That can be anything you want, whether it's an inexpensive book or it's a coupon for a book or an amount of books, or it's a gift certificate that they can use when they host a party. Again, your business, you do what you want. I usually give a book, but I know plenty of people who don't want to give up their inventory, so they create a gift certificate and use that. Really, whatever you want. Booths are probably the busiest this time of year because everybody is trying to sell their products for Christmas. But booths happen year-round. You just kind of have to keep your eyes peeled for them. It's probably not too late. You could probably still do one this season if you wanted. Otherwise, I would start looking towards spring, and then next summer start getting yourself ready for doing some if you like. Personal shopping. I've done this with people before too. Sometimes people absolutely love our books, but they just don't want to host a party, be it a home party, Facebook party, whatever. So you set up a personal shopping appointment. You bring a couple of catalogs, pen, paper, and you bring a bunch of books. If you know ahead of time the ages and the interest of the children they're buying for, then you can kind of cater it to that, depending on what you have in your library. If you don't know, or your library is limited, then just bring a nice variety of books, because I don't care who you are or who the host or customer is or what event we're doing. It's impossible. Even if you have 1,800 titles, we can't take those with us. So, I love to have people in my home, and, I have the white bookshelf behind me is jam-packed. As you can see, I've got books going in different directions now because I have very limited space left to put any more books. And unfortunately, I don't really even have any more room in my house, so it's time to move. But anyhow, you can't bring every book with you. So you bring some books so that they can get an idea of what we have to offer. You go through a catalog and you help them pick just what books they want. So this is a great way to get out there and make a little money and give people a one-on-one shopping experience. Book clubs. This is something that I have thought a lot about, and I've done a little bit of note taking on it, but I've not actually put one into action. I was hoping that my girls would want to do one with me, but they weren't interested. I think we're all familiar with book clubs. We get together with typically a bunch of women, but not always, and we read a book, and then we talk about it, and we drink tea or wine or whatever we want. They're lots of fun, and what a great way to just expand our mind and socialize a little bit with some friends. So same idea, only we are bringing kids into it, because let's face it, even though I absolutely love some of our chapter books, these are children's books. There are a couple of different ways, and I think if you go onto the Thrive Drive or ask somebody in Transform, I'm sure somebody has done one and can share more just about how they work. But you can create one where it's a mother-child type thing, or you can simply create one for children. But again, you want to have enough people that this is cost effective. So either you can create a small party and everybody can order the books through you, depending on the size and the books that you're purchasing, or you can just set up a link and everybody can just go and order their books and have them sent directly to you. But again, another option. Let's see, fundraisers. We've talked a little bit about fundraisers, and I do have a video training on Literacy for a Lifetime. But in addition to the Cards for a Cause fundraiser that Usborne offers, we can also do our own fundraisers or book drives, which involve the books directly. And you can do one that's specific to Cuddle Bear, which I've done before. Excuse me. And so they're getting a set of the Cuddle Bear book as well as the Cuddle Bear. Well, they're not actually getting unless they want to purchase for themselves. But typically what they're doing is purchasing for the organization. So you pick an organization that's going to receive the books, and everybody either makes a purchase for them or they donate money. And again, there are lots of different ways that these can be set up, but they are fairly simple, can be done in a short amount of time, and can create a lot of revenue. So just if you're interested in that, let me know and I will direct you where you can go to get more specific training on it. Let's see. Okay, Mystery Hostess and Black Friday. I know there's other things that we've probably missed, but with Black Friday is Book Friday in Usborne, in the Usborne world. So it happens on Black Friday like everything else, and it is strictly on your e-commerce site. So people cannot place an order with you through the catalog. If they want to take advantage of the Book Friday and Cyber Monday sales, they have to go online. It's that simple. You can simply advertise it, on Facebook, on any social media that you're on, by talking to people, by texting people, however it is you want to communicate. Hey, we're having a huge Book Friday and Cyber Monday sale. That's how you communicate. And you simply give people your website and you don't worry about it. You just keep letting people know what's going on. And as it gets closer, post some graphics. And once we're actually in the sale, you can then post specific sales that are going on. You won't be able to do that until the sale is up and running, I believe. So it can be as simple as that. Just getting the word out, letting people know, making sure they have your website, and kind of letting nature take its course. Or you can create an e-show specific for Black Friday and let everybody know, hey, you want them to order here. The reason that you would do that as opposed to just letting people know is if you just want people to go and order, great. Then just let them know what's going on, send them to your website, and you're going to get all kinds of orders. Yay. But if you want some free books, and I don't know about you guys, but I want free books. I love when I get books that I can either give my kids or that I share with my kids, but they're in that bookshelf back there. So when you create an e-show, you now have everybody ordering together, just like on your Facebook party. So instead of maybe having, you know, $100, $200, $300 in orders just kind of randomly on your website, now you've got, let's say, $200 worth of orders all on one e-show. Guess what? You just got a bunch of free books. Okay, so free books for yourself, yay! Or you could turn Book Friday into a mystery hostess party. Okay, so before we get into mystery hostess, though, with Book Friday, you can either just put the information out there and people go to your website and order, or you can create an e-show so that you get free books and people go there and order, or you can take it one step further and have a Facebook event. So now people are getting the word that we're having a sale. They're going to go to the specific e-show that you've set up so that there are free books involved, and you've kind of streamlined it by saying, hey, this is what's going on. So as long as they are attending your event, they won't miss all of the special deals that are going on. And so take your pick, whichever you want to do. Okay, mystery hostess. Mystery hostess can be used any time of year. I know a lot of consultants do this because maybe business has been slow, or they just don't have any parties booked, and so you host the party, you do all the work, but you're asking all of your previous customers, hosts, and maybe some new people to come and order, and to encourage their friends and family to come and order too. And then what you will do when the party's over, instead of you getting all of the free books, one of them or two or three, there are options here. So I'm doing one right now, and I did it as a random hostess. I'm kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't have done it that way. And you can simply, at the end of the party, put everybody's name in that placed an order, pull a name out, that person gets all the free books. Or maybe you had a lot of orders, and so you want to spread the wealth. So you pick 2 to 4. Again, your business, you do what you want. However, another way, and I'm thinking this is a smarter way, to make sure that you get a lot of sales and then you can spread that wealth between however many hostesses you want, is to offer incentives. For example, the person who places the biggest order, or the person who invites the most friends to order, whatever you want. But when people have incentives, now it's, oh, well, if I order some books, and for you guys it's different because you're new and people, random might be good enough for them. Me, I've been around a little bit longer. I feel like I'm constantly kind of throwing things at people, and they might be tired of it. So this is why I'm saying I probably should have done an incentive, because, okay, if I place an order, I might get picked as the hostess who gets all the free books. But, oh, wait, if I spend $40 and host my own party, then I get the free books. Or if I invite, 5 people and they all place orders, hey. So incentives are huge. And keep in mind, incentives are huge also year-round for everything that you do. At a booth event, oftentimes I'll post a sign that says, buy 3 books, get the 4th book free, or the 4th book half off, or whatever it is. In Facebook parties, we have raffle drawings where people can, I know many of you, I did raffle drawings for you, and people received books, or people received little flashcards. I put together a little ring of flashcards, white clean flashcards that were sent to them. Free shipping, $25 in free books at the next party, whatever it is. Incentives work. So I encourage you to use incentives in parties, at book fairs, at booths, whatever you do. So yeah, Book Friday's coming up. I encourage you guys to check out the graphics, see what's available, and use it. If you don't have the time or aren't interested in making it a Facebook event or creating an e-show, which creating an e-show is really easy, and if all you want to do is send people to your website to order books and you don't want to have to do any extra work, that's fine. But I highly recommend that you create an e-show and send them to it as opposed to just your website, because this way, if you do get a lot of orders, you're going to get free books out of it. So at least make the step to do that. And if you don't know how, ask me. It's really easy. I think that's everything. I hope that you guys have got some good ideas, maybe learned about some things that you weren't familiar with before. But either way, have fun with it. You know, be creative. Take advantage of the leaders and all of the training that is available to each and every one of us. And feel free to message me in our Team Awesome group and ask any other questions that you may have. So happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and happy shopping.